and you can quote this on me. There is no way the Orioles or Red Sox make the playoffs this season. Uh, yeah, yeah. There's no way. There's no way.
I set the bar really low at the NBA predictions.
I don't think all Mavs fans look into the stats like I do.
It's not the great value Target brand toilet paper or whatever. It's the Charmin Ultra Strong.
I don't know if Nick Nurse is the coach for the Raptors. I don't know if he's the reason why they won the 2019 championship. I feel like that was more of a team effort.
The Mavs cannot say we do not miss Seth Curry shooting threes.
This questions the firing of Dwayne Casey, who I think is a very underrated coach.
To me, the Capitals really pushed all their chips for this season.
Hello, I'm Mike Grimes, and you've been listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. We are doing free agent predictions, but Ohtani gets his own video because he's Ohtani. He deserves his own video. I'm Kevin, and I am joined by the man who has theoretical cash on MLB The Show, Austin.
Yeah, I don't have that much anymore, Kevin, but I do have some.
So we got a 10-person list for free agents. We just kind of went through, talked about some free agents that we were thinking of, and I wasn't sure what to think of the market, but it seems like a pretty good market. I don't think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's average. I don't think it's bad, but I also don't think it's great. I mean, with Ohtani, it kind of makes it very... I don't know how to put it. It makes it a good free agent class because of Ohtani.
Yes, and I think there are solid pieces in here, but there aren't stars like not like no one's like Ohtani, but I don't think there are game changers in this free agents class outside of Ohtani.
I mean, Snell is probably going to win the Cy Young.
Okay.
So what's your definition of a game changer?
I guess Snell does count, but I'm thinking like we had Judge last year, we had Correa. I don't know if Correa is a game changer, but I think when I'm thinking of a class, I know I am biased, but the Seager, but I guess no one else. No, last year. Last year was a big class because you had Trey Turner, you had Aaron Judge. Just guys that can really change your lineup. I think these guys, if signed properly, they will elevate your team. But that's just adding to existing pieces.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, Cody Bellinger's won an MVP, and he had a very resurgent season this past year. Matt Chapman's one of the best two-way players in the league. I would agree, like, that about, like, Hader or Soler, who are on these lists, and maybe Hoskins. But maybe Montgomery. But the rest, I feel like, could be that guy on the right team. I mean, Sonny Gray is going to get Cy Young votes too.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I don't believe in Blake Snell and Bellinger. I think they're hitting above their weight, which I know is crazy to say about Snell as he would win his second Cy Young.
Yeah.
I think he's just, to me, very finicky. Like last year, like I remember him struggling with the Padres, but he did have it. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I think we can get right into it. We'll go with Aaron Nola.
Yeah, Kevin, I really liked your Orioles idea that you mentioned in a previous episode. Go check out that episode if you want. But they need starting pitching really bad. And I feel like this kind of works out. Again, they've already signed or already have Kyle Gibson, who's a former Philly. I think this link-up could – I mean, they're not that far away from each other. Baltimore's not that far away from Philadelphia. So, yeah, I think this could really work.
Oh, I like that. Okay. I have them staying with the Phillies. I think the Phillies just work something out with Aaron Nola. I know they had the chance to re-sign him, but I think there's something left there, and they want to go back. I know he struggled, but I really think Aaron Nola stays with the Phillies.
Okay.
Yeah. So neither of us are buying into the Cardinals rumor.
No.
Yeah. by that. Let's go Jorge Soler.
Okay. Soler is one that I kind of struggled with because he's definitely, and this is nothing against Soler, but he's the least valuable probably on this list. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So there's probably, when you are less valuable, you have a lot more destinations. When you're still good. When you're good but less valuable, then great, because not everybody has the money to go after anybody. But uh, I could see Soler going to a lot of places. So it was pretty tough for me to come up with this, but I went with the Cubs.
You went with the Cubs. Ooh. Interesting. I have him. I think this one's a little bit out of left field. But I'm going to say Jorge Soler to the Mariners.
Interesting. Okay. It's a little weird, but
I think this is going to be a weird free agency year.
I could believe that. I could believe that.
Because maybe there's a team that signs Aaron Nola. There are so many options. And one option that would go is Jordan Montgomery. He pitched incredible in the playoffs. So this is a guy who I think capitalizes off his playoff success. And I would love it if he returned to the Rangers because I think he's a solid pitcher. But I think someone may pay him like an ace. I'm not sure what you think about it.
I don't know. What do you come up with that?
Well, so he pitched phenomenal in the postseason game. He was top 2 starter. You could argue he was the best starter. Except I think I would still go Volpe.
But is that a big enough sample size?
I know that's the thing where tricky is. I still think he's a solid 3, maybe 2. But what does the market say he is?
I mean, that's for the market to decide, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I'm wondering, is there going to be a team that pays him like a number 1 starter? And I'm just not sure he can do that.
I don't know. I think we have to see how this works out free agency wise.
Okay, all right. So where do you have him going?
I have him going to the Phillies. So I have the Orioles claiming the Phillies' second guy, but I think Montgomery goes to the Phillies. I think they see the loss and they go after Montgomery.
All right. I have Jordan Montgomery going to the Orioles.
Okay, so we have those 2 players flipped.
Huh? Yeah. So ours are flipped. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like the Orioles are going to do something, and I think Jordan Montgomery would be a nice starter for them. The question is, do they overpay a little?
It's the Orioles. I find that hard to believe that they would overpay.
Well, yeah. But we'll just have to see. But yeah, now we'll go with Cody Bellinger.
I have Cody Bellinger staying with the Cubs. I feel like even though they may not offer him the largest contract of everyone, that he realizes how valuable it is to actually be playing well somewhere. He's comfortable. He hasn't played as well as he did since his MVP season. So even though I want the Yankees to get him, I think if I was a player, I would take $5 million less in a place where I know I could succeed, where it's proven to succeed. Because baseball is such a mental game, I have him returning to the Cubs.
Yeah, I have him going to the Cubs too. I just don't see a reason why he would leave. It seems like the Cubs are building something. I know they faltered down the stretch, but
that's why I also have Soler going to the Cubs. I feel like the Cubs are still going to be trying to build for this next season. So yeah, and so Soler could DH for them pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Soler provides some nice value. Now let's go to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He has set huge records in Japanese leagues. Each of the past 3 years, he's had a triple crown. Or no, so he's won the Saramora Award, the Japan's version of the Cy Young, and he had the Triple Crown in each of the past 3 seasons. So this is a big guy, and I'm just going to tell you, I have him going to the Cubs. I think the Cubs go and get him, and they really try to make a push.
I think he goes to the Yankees. If the Yankees don't get him, I think Cashman's fired, or he should be. I mean, at this point, I already believe he should be fired because of a lot of decisions he's made. But this guy's shown interest partially in New York, and if you don't get him, like, we're going to have serious conversations about his job because there's been a lot of misses, and I feel like we've had a lot of talent from the Japanese area. So between Tanaka, was always one of my favorite pitchers that we ever had, or Matsui, who obviously was amazing for us on that World Series run, we've had guys do it. So it's not like this would be our first Japanese product to come over. But I haven't gone to the Yankees.
Yeah, and I am surprised with the security Brian Cashman has. Just in
Oh, no,
general.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. There has to be some personal friendship that is going between, because there's been too many horrible moves to where serious conversations need to be had about why he's not gone. If he doesn't get Yamamoto, I'm completely off of him because again, he's shown interest in the area.
And it's just weird what the Yankees have done. I read a book. It was about the Yankees and their farm system, which I think it's there. It's just I don't think the Yankees are using it right. And I think because Cashman has been there for a long time, I think you just need a change of voice, change of direction.
It's not even like the old, oh, you got to get rid of the coach, even though you guys are winning some because you can't get over the hump. I just don't know if he's that good. Like, the most impressive thing he's done is keep one of our guys. Because I thought Judge may be gone. That can't be your peak as a GM, is keeping someone. Unless you're at a very small market.
Yes, that's well said. Yeah, and you did sign Rodon, but that didn't work out. But I remember the trades, like trading for a bullpen. It's just I think something needs to change.
I agree.
I agree. The Yankees are talented. They just haven't capitalized on it yet. Well, they have gone to an ALCS, but not.
The only way to truly capitalize is by winning.
Yeah. All right. So now let's look at Matt Chapman. We'll stay in the AL East area. Where do you have him going?
I'm staying with the Blue Jays. I feel like that's the only place that actually makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. We'll see if we're shocked. But yeah, it just seems like the Blue Jays want to keep him, and I think it's a good fit. So now, as we're winding down, we'll go to Rhys Hoskins. So the Phillies will not be keeping him. Bryce Harper will be playing first, which I'm not sure about that. I think Bryce Harper's bat's amazing, but Rhys Hoskins is also a pretty good bat.
Yeah, I just don't understand how Rhys Hoskins was the odd man out of this. He was so good during the postseason for them, and then obviously the injury was very, very difficult to stomach, obviously. I just don't understand how it went this downhill for him in Philly. Because I don't think they said, okay, we're not going to bring you back, but they basically did say, thank you for everything. Bryce is going to be a first baseman, which I don't understand at all. I have him going to the Brewers. The Brewers need a first baseman, kind of. I don't really trust Rowdy Tellez in the field, but I think they need bats. They have to pitch it.
Great. And I don't think he'd be too expensive.
He would be in their ballpark.
Yeah, I really like that. That would be a good move for them. Because, Rowdy Tellez, I think he'd be a better bench bat.
Or DH.
DH, yeah. So, I also have an out of the blue. I have the Padres getting Rhys Hoskins.
Wow. Are you sure they're still buying?
Well, so I think the Padres are confusing, but I think they're going to try to buy. And they're like, yo, let's get Rhys Hoskins and see what happens. We'll have to see, though. That's why it's a little out of the blue for me. But he would make sense with the Padres.
Only if they were still trying to win.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Speaking of the Padres, let's go to Blake Snell.
Blake Snell I had going to the Red Sox. There's already been some talks about him going over there, and I just feel like that makes sense. They're tired of being, even though they made the playoffs, not last year, but the year before that, right?
Yes. Yeah. No.
No,
No.
the year before that. They missed the last 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're Boston and New York. They spend so much money on players that they don't think they should be there. Obviously, so I think he goes to Boston.
I like that. Really good idea, and it's a new GM in Boston. What better way to? Because that Chaim Bloom really didn't spend. He kind of was like not using money, or he spent in weird ways. However, I went. This is a theme. I went Blake Snell to the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
I think Diamondbacks so close. Like, hey, let's go get another starting pitcher because they have a great bullpen. I just think another starter would help them. And I know Merrill Kelly's good, and you got Fott, you got Zach Gallen, but what about an established guy? And I think that's only the really big move they need to do is starter. They could stand pat, but I think they're going to be a little bit aggressive. And I think like Snell would be an aggressive move, but I would like it for them. So now we got let's go to Hader as well since he's is on the Padres. I don't have him staying with the Padres.
Where do you have him going?
Call me biased, but Texas Rangers.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I have him going to the Phillies. Craig Kimbrell struggled last postseason. It was very notable that he struggled. He was a big reason why they ended up losing that series. And I feel like the Phillies want to make a permanent move to get a closer.
That'd be a good move. Yeah. I'm trying to manifest Josh Hader to the Rangers. We'll have to see. I don't know if the Rangers really spend much money this offseason. That's a key thing we'll have to harp on. Or I'll keep an eye on. But yeah, Hader to the Phillies would be good. And I feel the Phillies will be spending a lot too.
Yeah, it's the last 2 years being so close yet so far. They have to continue to make moves.
Yeah. And that's like a Dave Dombrowski move as well. And now I believe we're at our final 10th player, and that's Sonny Gray.
I have Sonny Gray going to the Giants. I think the Giants have a huge offseason.
Nice. That would be a good move. Ooh. Sonny Gray and Logan Webb and Alex Cobb, right?
Yep.
I have him staying with the Twins.
Can the Twins afford what he's producing? Will they?
I think they
go
find
after?
a way.
Okay.
I think they find a way. Because why break it up? They just need position players. Their pitching was great. And if you can just keep Sonny Gray, do it. So, yeah, but Giants will be fun. And, yeah, we'll talk about the Giants more. And that's all we got. Austin, I'll let you close it out.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. What teams do you guys think these players will go to? And tell us that in the comments.